What a busy few days it's been. In the Czech Republic, I've been to work a couple of times either side of it, just come back as well. And it's late evening now, just an hour up to dark, but determined to get that session in. I've got my usual brown crumb, mixed maggots approach. I'm on the Staffordshire Worcestershire Canal. I'm being eaten alive by winged insects, so although it's not a particularly cold evening by any stretch of the imagination, I am going to put my fleece on for the simple reason that I'd sooner be hot than eaten alive. I've got shorts on, but fortunately I've got long socks, so I've pulled those up as well. They can have my hands and they can have my face, but they're not going to get any more of me. I'm watching a little orange tip in the water, and I will be back with, let me have a guess, a perch. I don't mind being proved wrong when it comes to fish. I think it's a roach bream hybrid. Looking at it closely, I don't know how it comes out on there, but it definitely has a hint, more than a hint, of bream to it. But it's not a pure bream, so a hybrid. It happens quite a lot. It's also slimy as well, so I think that gives it away, doesn't it? I'll tell you something, when I said they could have my head, they must have heard me, because that's where they've zoomed in for. Not complaining though, because we are in late summer now, and before we know it, September, October, November will be here, which for me, I divide the 12 months up into 4 segments, calendar months, and those will be the autumn months for me as far as fishing's concerned. For now though, I'm making the most of the summer, the canal, and the winged insects. I'm fishing with a 12 feet Grays rod, a small Shimano reel, and a Drennan Waggler. I've got a shot either side of that. It's 4-pound Maxima Chameleon. I've been using that line for years, and I'm a great believer that if something's not broken, don't try and fix it. And then a certain amount of shot to bring the bait down quickly, but the most important shot for me is that one there, the little anchor shot. That's about 2.5, 3 inches away from the hook, which is a Drennan Super Specialist. Been using those as well for years. Size 16, and I've got a single maggot on there, and it's been quite a quiet session, I must say. I'm not here for long, and already we're into well into dusk. In fact, when I set off from the house, I've got a car with automatic lighting, so as soon as it gets to a certain low light level, the lights come on the car, and they were on as soon as I left the drive. But that's the beauty of living so close to the canal for me, that I can load the car and be off in no time at all fishing. You need those sort of places, as I've said on many occasions, where when time is tight, rather than not go fishing, actually go somewhere local. And I'm still continuing to be bitten and harassed by these little creatures, small creatures, but they have a big effect on you when they bite you, and you feel that afterwards for hours afterwards. You're scratching and itching. The price we have to pay to get these angling sessions in, unless you spray yourself, of course, then you're sorted. It's been an incredibly slow session so far. Just that one small hybrid on the bank. I've had a couple of dips and plucks at the float. Well, plucks at the bait, which have registered on the float. But apart from that, nothing at all as of yet. It is a short session though, and at least I'm not a blanker, although I'm sure I'll catch something else before I pack away. To round my busy day off, I'm going shopping later to Morrison's in King Swinford. That's our regular store now since we moved. was either Sainsbury's in Wombourne or Morrison's in Kingswinford. We tried both and we like the latter. So we travel into to do our shopping. It's great. We can go, I think we went in the last week about 5 p.m. weekdays, and we didn't get any traffic at all because it's great. Traffic's a problem, isn't it, when you're driving around in the UK, in the cities and the towns especially. Get just a little bit beyond the borders of the conurbations and it's much easier, much more peaceful. And I just had a little dip. Oh no, I think that was a roach actually. You can tell, can't you? It's not a sucked maggot though. And I am going to cast out, keep the same maggot on. If they liked it that time, who knows, they might like it the next one as well. Still juicy and succulent, and hopefully it will tempt a fish this time. Not a big fish. It is though my target, perch. I might need my glasses on to get that out, although the hook is right there on the edge of the mouth. Now I've been able to do that cleanly. It's it's just dropped beneath me into my maggot tub actually, so it didn't have far to go. There it is. It's covered in brown crumb. I just pulled out something quite decent. It shows, doesn't it, even when it's slow, that you're only one bite away from a good fish. And actually the reason why it could be slow is that there are good fish in the swim. So if I'm targeting perch, and I know there are some decent perch in this particular stretch, then the reason why I haven't been in the small fish like I normally do is because there's maybe a few big perch out there and they've done a disappearing act and the big perch are dominating. So you have to read the water, don't you? You have to read the session that you're on. And just because you're not catching like you would normally do, normally I'll come here and bang, I'm into the small fish from the start. But there might be a reason. Could be a pike in the swim. That's what a lot of anglers do, certainly when I was younger. They wouldn't catch anything and they would always blame a pike. The poor old pike had such a bad report. Occasionally it may well have been true. Well, that wasn't a big fish, that was a small roach, took that one down. May well have been true, but often it's just one of those things. Might be poor angling, hasn't it? We don't always like to blame ourselves for things. I've still got a few more minutes. I've got one eye on Morrison's, so I'll go back home, get changed quickly and go to the store. My wife, my granddaughter's staying over as well this week on school holidays. So I've got one eye on the grocery store and the other on the float. Got that little tug of war going on. One more cast. And we're not doing a full shop as well either tonight, so just a few things. So we know what we want. So in and out quickly. I think a bird just flew over because all the water dropped in there. They sometimes poo, don't they, when they go over. Just another little dip there. I have got fish out there, not as prolific as normal, and certainly not feeding as prolific as they do, which leads me to believe there could be some big perch coming in and out, and I certainly pulled out one just now. This one's the biggest one of the session so far, so I think it tells you what it's been like as far as quality of fish are concerned anyway. I'm ready to go now. This will be my last cast, and tomorrow I'm back to Wales. It's a football game, match day 1 for the New Saints in the JD Cymru Premier. That's a top flight league in Welsh football, and we're playing in Drenuaeth, Newtown, and that, if you're an angler, you probably know is not that far from the upper 7. In fact, on the way in I pass over it and alongside it and never far from it. So we're not going on a team bus, we're going in our cars. I think that means I'll be setting off a couple of hours or so earlier and get some fishing in. It's all about killing two birds with one stone, isn't it? It's all about making the most of every opportunity. So I'll be up nice and early tomorrow, on my way to Newtown, do some fishing, and then cover the game between the Robins and the Saints. If you are fishing yourself this weekend, tight lines. I'll see you soon.